Notice how that did not split. And if it did, Gregory Rodriguez would not have won the fight, because what would have been happening is the blood with every pump of the heart would have been spitting out. And with that spit out, because that's an arterial vein, and that would have caused him some problems in that it would have been a lot more blood than what we had. And you had a lot of blood, and it would have caused a lot more problems. And so he was very lucky that that vein stayed intact. And you can see it in the cut. You know, this is what you see all the time when you're, you know, in the cage and stuff, and you see these things. And now that's cleared out a little bit, but you'll see, you know, as you're looking at things saying, how bad is that? I thought, again, the doctor did a great job. There you go. Look at that beautiful thing. But now notice the one, see that leg going up.
Yeah.
It's not so much that flat across the brow. It's when now you start to get those two different flaps based upon that cut starting to go up. Look at the one off to the side, you know, as you go up and you see that split again with two legs. That's where, you know, doctors are going, I can't let this go. That's where fights are stopped. When you get those legs running in different directions, the skin gets to the point where it can be caught by a punch, an elbow, or anything, and just tear. And that's what they get concerned with.
John, if I was the doctor and I opened up his forehead and saw that vein,
you'd throw up right
like
inside
it. I would have just been like, buddy, you're fucking done. I would have stopped that fucking fight so fast.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I wonder what kind of damage that causes once that thing breaks. I mean, how do they mend that thing back together?
Well, that's going to be one where I'm not going to say exactly how many stitches it's going to take, but there will be internal stitches, meaning there's stitches inside that they're going to do to close it up from the inside, and then you'll have the stitches on the outside also. So I'm going to tell you that cut probably is going to be somewhere in the area of 35 to 40 stitches overall.
You think so?
It's a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially in Vegas, they usually go to Doctor Who for he's a plastic surgeon, and he does unbelievable work with guys, and he's so good at what he does and knowing how to close that the right way so it doesn't cause him a problem with a lot of scar tissue in the later on in his career. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, he's going to be out for a while with that cut.
Do you know how they fixed what about that vein? If that vein would have busted, how do they fix the vein?
It's the same way. They stitch it.
Stitch it?
They either stitch it or it closes on its own after being compressed for a while. Yep.
It just that looked like a fucking rope in there that just was dangling.
It's like an earthworm.
It was like a cable. It would look exactly. You were very fucking true. It looked like an earthworm. You're digging a hole, and all you saw was like just a little section of the earthworm.
Yeah, the only difference is that one doesn't wiggle.
Oh man. There was parts of me threw up in my mouth. Now let's talk about the fight.
You know, and it's funny. I swear to God, because this is, you know, when you're a referee, you see all these, and you see some bad ones. And I've talked to you about, you know, some of the ones. You know, I had that one. It was like the 20-second fight where it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. You know, 3 cuts, three blows, 3 cuts, 1 above, 1 below, and 1 crossing right across them, and shit's hanging everywhere. And you look and you go, that is fantastic. And you get so used to looking at them, you don't get grossed out by them. It's just like, wow, look at that one. That one's great. Wow. It's a little weird.
I don't get like Kane Musa had a bad one. Marvin Eastman had that bad one. I don't get grossed out by things like that.
Yeah,
okay, the one that Song Yadong had, it doesn't bother me. Like those don't bother me. It's when I saw the vein though. And
you
I was
saw
like,
something inside. It's like, oh, that's it.
I was like, that's fucking disgusting. That's
yeah. Well, actually, and you'll get the ones that'll say, oh, you can see the skull. You can't actually see the skull, but you'll see there's a, what do they call it? It's a fibrous, you know, white thing that does. It looks like the skull, and it's like, no, it's not the skull, but it's close. But I have seen ones that you see the skull.
Like I've seen like when I've split like you know when you get a cut real deep and it looks like you can see part of the bone because it's not even bleeding. It's cut so deep it's not even bleeding. It's just white.
Yep.
I've seen that. Yeah. Just, ugh. Anyways, look, but this fight was. He earned his lane. He earned his name last night. RoboCop.
Boy, he did.
He took some big shots.
Think about it, Josh. That knee hit him right. Obviously, it hit him right between the eyes. Right between the eyes, as you could hear it, and he took it.
Yeah,
I was like, God damn, man, that was impressive. You know, it was impressive as far as the knee thrown by Chidi. And you talk about Rodriguez being able to take that shot and not go down, not go out. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Chidi did some things though in that exchange. After he rocked him, he smothered himself a little bit, got a little overzealous. He kind of kept himself from really landing the clean shots. Gregory did a great job of closing the distance, getting to the clinch, able to keep him compressed, slow the pace of the fight down. I thought he did a great job of just containing what Chidi was good at. Chidi's good in the distance. He's fast. You could tell the speed was a factor right off the bat. That Chidi was the faster fighter. He was craftier too on the feet. But when someone they can take a shot like Rodriguez, he can not only take a shot, but he can deliver them.
Yep.
You saw the look on Chidi's face when he got actually hit clean for the first time. He's like, oh shit, this guy's hurt and he's still fucking able to hit me like this. This is not good. And so I think he realized, like, man, this is not where I want to be. I don't want to be up in this clinch. But he kept putting himself back in that clinch. And I was like, get out of there. Keep your distance. Stay the range. I was yelling at the TV because, we've known Chidi for a long time, and his brother as well.
Anthony.
And, both very talented fighters, both very good, on the feet, very good opening up their games in terms of takedown defense as well as, getting out of those situations. He got taken down a couple times last night. He got taken down that one time, was able to pop right back up to his feet from the whizzer. Fantastic job. He did some really good things. But as he got tired, you saw him start to wilt a little bit. Like, oh man, this is way more wrestling than I wanted to do. Go to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code WAYNEIN, and they'll give you additional spending cash with your first initial deposit.
100% agree.